and we're going to do some Kung Fu today. Hi Stacey. Okay, so first, this is my first Kung Fu session, and the Kung Fu is going to be very light, very mild to begin with. We will do some warming up, some stretching, and a little bit of conditioning. And we're going to do 2 hours of just gradually, progressively stronger and stronger exercise, and hopefully you'll feel fit and strong and completely wrecked by the end of it. If you're new to it and you haven't done any Kung Fu before, I know some of you have asked if you could join in today, even though you've not done any Kung Fu. Yeah, of course, you're absolutely welcome, and I hope you enjoy the session. If you are new to it, I would suggest being very mild, be very gentle with yourself to begin with, and then over the forthcoming weeks, perhaps you can build up. And one big mistake for people starting out is they try to do everything. In this class, do just enough to push yourself slightly and no more than that. If you feel anything's a bit too much of a strain, then just calm it down a little bit. If you're doing your stretches, which we'll do a bit later on, if you can't quite get as far as you would like to, don't. Because if you injure yourself, it's going to take a long time to recover. So you've kind of set your training back a little bit. Today, I have a plan of doing some warm-up exercise, some conditioning, a little bit of breathing, which we'll start in a second, some stretching, some kicks, some hand techniques, some footwork, and some forms. I'm going to try and do the Lianhuanquan linking form, continuous form, which is a Shaolin routine, which I learned in Shaolin, and but it was a long time ago. But I remember it, and we'll work on it. And some of you have also asked for something simpler, where you have confined space, and perhaps we'll do some Wing Chun, some small, close quarters, simple. Not easy, but simple movements. So, thank you for joining me, and let's begin. So first, salute. Salute is with the right hand closed, the left hand open. This represents the moon and the sun, or yin and yang. When you put the moon and the sun together, it means harmony or balance. So kind of a greeting. And just like the Western handshake, where you offer your wrist and your palm so you can't conceal anything, same sort of thing. You're showing your wrists, the vulnerable parts of your arms. So you're showing you don't have anything. But if something happens, you've got fist. So first we're going to do some Qigong, just 4 breaths of lifting, 4 breaths of one hand up, one hand down, then the same the other, and then down. Then we'll do a little bit of warming up exercises. So first with your feet together. A slight gap between is okay. The key is that your tail always falls, your crown always lifts so that your back lightly stretches. And then as if you're gathering space around you, fall down as if your arms are like a parachute and you're dropping down. Let the elbows become slightly heavy. Then your palms are being lifted, which is pulling you up, so you're breathing in through the nose. You may feel a tightness in the chest and the back. Try to let go of that tightness. Then breathe out and fall. So that's one breath. Elbows heavy. Your palms are being pulled up, so breathe in. That's pulling you upwards, which is why your legs straighten. And again, breathe out. In through the nose. Filling up your lower abdomen. Out through the mouth. So to change, after the in-breath, I'm going to drop my left hand. I'm not sure if it's reversed for you on the camera, but I'm dropping my left hand down. Then we're going to split the right hand up, left hand down. It doesn't matter which way you do it first, because you're going to do both sides. This is the in-breath. And then heavy elbow, breathing out. And feel that there's some kind of connection through your back, through the centre, breathing in. And you're trying to feel the change between this side going up, the centre, and this side going down. And breathe out, heavy elbow. And again, breathing in. The in-breath lifts your body, expanding you from the inside. And breathing out. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. And change arms. So, stretching up and falling at the same time as you breathe in. Feel this expansion through the lungs. Then hang the elbow, breathe out. Lightly stretch the fingers as you breathe in. And relax and breathe out. Softening the legs. Breathing in. And out. Heavy elbow, heavy hips, the tail falling, the crown is still lifting. Last one, breathing in. And change, breathing out. This time the hands meet at the middle dantian, at the solar plexus. The hands fall whilst the crown lifts, breathing in. And relax, breathing out. Falling down with the tail. And breathing in through the nose. Breathing out. In. And one. And breathe out. And relax. Okay, good. So let's do a little bit of loosening off of the body. And again, if you're new, even though it's mild warming up, just take it nice and easy. Be a little bit cautious on yourself. Take responsibility for your own health. And any neck issues, don't go too vigorous. So nice and light, lightly lift, tilting to one side and the other. No force, just very light. If you're like me, you have some neck injuries, so I'm not so flexible here. So this is as far as I go. If you're more flexible, then you can go further. If less, then go less. It's absolutely down to your own physiology. So in this case, you're not matching me because I'm not very flexible in this way. So just go to your own comfortable position. And then down, up, down, up. Here, a common mistake is to push the head down. Instead, think of the back as lifting upwards. The back comes up to stretch the spine rather than compressing it. So the back lifts, and then the front lifts. The back lifts, and the front lifts. So it's like you're pressing on your chin, or in my case, chins. So you're kind of making lots of chins by lifting up here, not by pushing down. Shoulders are relaxed. You hear all the creaking and cracking in the neck. Might need some WD-40. Okay, and then left and right. Again, I'm not so flexible, so I'm only going to go to the corner, but you can go further if you feel comfortable, but only if you do feel comfortable. Okay, next we're going to work on the shoulders a little bit. So nice and light, just rolling the shoulders forwards. No technique, no instruction really, just roll. Just try and feel the openness inside, let the joints start to open. You're opening up the chest, then opening up the back, and that's really it. Again, you might hear some cracking and crunching around. So just nice and light, keep going. Really get the shoulders round, open, and then coming back. So normally about 8 times, so 1, 2, 3, use the elbows to help, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then one arm across, doesn't matter which side. You're just going to very lightly pin your elbow to your shoulder. So gradually working your way towards the shoulder. So lightly pulsing, just a little bit, just to get this part of the shoulder to open slightly. And then the same on the other side. So 2 rounds of 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel this part opening. And another round. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then keep the elbow, go over your head, so your hand is going as far behind as you can, the other hand assists, and lightly pulls. And then lightly lean across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the other side. So just lightly supporting, and you're aiming to stretch all the way down here, all the way into your ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, the other side. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, the other side. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and relax. So next we're going to just get the waist a little bit more flexible, so just turning through the body to loosen off the lower back in particular, and also to engage the hips a little bit. So nice and easy again, just closing the hands, just turning from side to side. So as you're turning one side, let the arms continue until they strike the body, whip the body around, and do the other side. Start off slow. And if you feel you're able to, you can increase. And if you're strong and feel healthy enough, as you're turning, your body turns back again to increase this light twisting of the lower spine. So you're turning and then turning back again. Turning and then turning back again. So if I do it slowly instead of this way, if you want to add another level, you can turn and come back. Turn and come back. Then we're just going to roll the arm. So nice and light, opening the shoulder. Oddly, you're not really doing the movement from here, you're trying to move really from your hips. So if you do this with your arm, it's not very good for your shoulder, so it's really a turning of the hip. If you were to place your hand on the shoulder here, it wouldn't go behind you, or not very far at least. You'll still be able to feel this contact with the fingers. So your shoulder, if your palm is on the pec, your fingers, your shoulder won't leave your fingers here. So we have to be cautious not to go like this, but instead like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 2 hands together. So in this case, the shoulder will go back slightly. So mild it down slightly, so you're not really pulling a lot. So you won't really go behind, more to the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so next we're going to open up the spine a little bit. So the right hand's low. It may be reversed as you're watching, I'm not really sure. Right hand low, left hand high. Stretch out. Then go the other side. So left hand low, right hand high. Stretch out. The hand that's low stays low. And then they change. The hand that's low stays low. Then they change. Hand that's low stays low. And as you're doing this exercise, try to feel that your back is opening out as if you're putting a really big heavy coat on and you're trying to stretch it across your body. So if you can see the back, instead of just the arms, it's really the back opening. And then stretch out through the chest, like pulling the archer's bow, the bow and arrow. Open the back, open the front, open the back, open the front. Use the legs as well. So you're kind of opening up all the body. And if you already know the exercise, you can add in one extra movement just for a bit of fun. So after here, you can come down, over, over, under, stretch out. Same again, coming down, over, over, under, and out, down, over, over, under, and out, down, over, over, under, and out. And later we can add the footwork as well. But perhaps we'll do that a bit later on. It's a bit slippery on the carpet here. Okay, so next warm the palm. And the back. Rotate the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bit of a weird instruction, try to get to every corner. Not really making just a circle, but get to every corner. 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and reverse. Okay, so to stretch the back a little bit, just face this way so you can see. Your feet slightly wider, so more or less twice shoulder width distance. Stretch up. And then stretch down. If you can reach the floor, that's great. If not, you can go to your knees, just above the knees, or just below the knees, but not on your knees. And lower if you can. And then lower again if you can. And again, it's important not to overstretch to begin with, just nice and light. Try to loosen the joints at the back, the lower spine, the lower lumbar. Adjust your trousers while you're down here and ask your question, why are you wearing socks? Maybe I'll put some shoes on in a minute. You're not static, you're not just staying here like a solid lump. Move around a bit. If you get lightheaded or anything, don't go too low. The stretch can be done from here. It's just that it's nice to go lower if you feel able. Then your head goes forwards before falling downwards, and you'll feel it behind your legs and the hamstrings. You can rest here on the floor if you want, or if you're unable to do that, but you still want to do something, then you can rest on this new floor. So resting here, going over, but keeping the tail where it is. So the head goes over and then forwards. And then over to one side. So I'm going to my left. So the idea is if there's something here and you're going over it and then around it to go forwards. You're not just leaning forwards, you're going around. This makes a stronger stretch on your leg. You won't go as far, but it's a better stretch. Once you can do that, if you can, get your chest to aim towards your knee. And across to the other side, same thing. So you can go to your above the knee, below the knee, ankle, foot, or floor. And as if there's something in the way here and you're going around it. So just holding that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then back to the centre. This time the small toes and that entire ridge is going to slightly lift off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so next we're going to stretch the hamstring a little bit more. So with your left heel forwards, the front leg straight. Normally I'll face this way, but just so you can see a bit more. Back leg's bent, this one straight. There's something in the way here. Your body's going to go over that something and then down. So you're not really going in this direction, you're going in that direction. So forwards with the head first, then drop down. You can pulse the body, and this is a misconception. Often you hear You know, don't pulse your body because you're just going to strain the joints or the tendons. But actually, you're not doing this. This is my sweat towel. How gross is that? Ugh. So, you're not doing this. You're doing this. So you're not going from nothing to something, nothing to something. You're going from something, a mild stretch, to a slightly more exaggerated stretch. So it's not nothing, something, nothing, something. So you're already stretching in this position. You can already feel there's a light pulling sensation. It's like that, a light pulling sensation. And then you're just going to increase it just a little bit, just a little bit. And you're going to live within that space. A slight pulse, then a release. A slight pulse, then a release. And as I mentioned, it's not nothing and then something, nothing and then something. That way you will pull something if you're unfortunate enough for that. So from here, very, very light, very mild. So for me, it's too early for me to stretch. I normally do a very mild stretch in the mornings. So it's still morning, isn't it? Yeah. So normally I will be up here. But for those of you that are going to watch later, you know, you can go a little bit further if you can. Now let's do the other side. So you'll feel that your leg was kind of locked, so unlock it first and then go to the other side. Find that little sweet spot where you can just about feel something pulling. It's not comfortable, but it's also not painful. For a better stretch, your toes pull back. If you're not used to it, have your toes down. It's not as much benefit, but just to begin with, so that you're kind of describing to your body what to expect and what to feel. And remember, it's a process, so it will take a bit of time, you know, maybe a few days or something. So you're gradually building up your stretch. You're not trying to get 100% first. No, 50% first. So you can have the toes down. To increase, get the head forwards, but the tail back. If you want more, toes back, you'll feel that enhances the stretch. And if you do want to go lower, which is completely fine, but it's not this way. It's that way, going over something here, over something here. Okay, and relax. So we'll do a little bit of lunging. So I'm going to do my left knee. I'm not sure if you see it the other way or not, as I keep saying. So lift up the knee, then lunge forwards. 1, 2, 3. A light pulse within that space. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then rest on the lull of your stretch and just stay there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come back, do the other side, so unlock the knees, pull up, oh, balance, and forwards. Find that sweet spot where you're just feeling a little bit of a pull. It varies between different people. I feel it on the front of the hip flexor. Some people feel it more on the quads, some people feel it somewhere else. So wherever you feel, just notice that little stretch and then just pulse. So you've gone to a stretch and you're just going to pulse a little bit more within that range. So go to that little sweet spot and then a little bit more and then just play within that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then stay in the lull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then use the arms to help you to come up. And then just shake off the hips a little bit. If you're not used to it, you might feel a bit in the hips, so just be a little bit gentle with yourself. Then this pubu stance, the side squat. So your feet twice shoulder width distance, bring your weight across to one side. So a mild way is to just hook the hands just above the knees. So you can stay on this position here, trying to open slightly, stretching slightly from the sides, and also closing the other side. The regular Kung Fu guys who's okay, you can go a little bit lower. So 1, keep the back upright, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And toes pointing up this time. As best you can, keep your knee. I don't even know if you can see me. I'm not really sure. But keep your knee and your toe aiming in the same direction. The other toe is pointing up. Use the elbow to lightly press against the knee and the hand on your foot, so that when you lean forwards, your elbow keeps your knee from collapsing. So you never want your knee to collapse in this way. So the elbow supports the knee, the hand supports the foot or the ground, and get your body to lean forwards as best you can in this diagonal, 45 degrees. If you're not used to it, then you can. This way is okay. So this is a good compromise. It's not really a compromise, it's just going to your own personal ability. So leaning forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I feel it on this part here, which is quite a common cause of injury, so it's quite nice to stretch that part, and also through the hips. Then let's go across to the other side. Use your hands to help. Support, reinforce the knee. Anchor onto the foot. Lean the body 45 degrees. Toes pulling back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Out to the middle. So if you can, toes pointing out, use your elbows to reinforce the knees, pressing outwards. If you can't quite get there, then of course go to where you feel comfortable, plus a little bit. If you can't go to there, then just go forward. But as best you can, as if you're making a straight line. Then gently side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then traversing, 1 forwards, 1 back. Be very careful here. And if you have a chair or something and you need support, you can use that. And just going sideways, just very mild. I personally find it harder with a chair, but whatever keeps you safe. If you do fall, just fall. Put your hands down, fall over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turn the toes in so you're making a triangle. So we're going to stretch the outside of the shins, squat down, the knees push out, but the toes stay in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then we're going to do some straddle stretch. So sit down on the floor, bring your knee behind, so you're making roughly 90 degrees. If you find it difficult on this, it is a bit of a twist on the hip, then you can bring the foot to the inside. It's not quite the same stretch, but it's an alternative. And then just lean the body towards your front leg. In particular, your opposite shoulder to the knee, or if you can, just beyond the knee. So 1, 2, or if you can, here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then to the centre. You can go to the knee. It's a little bit of a strange pull, so I prefer to go slightly to the corner. 1, and again it opens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again to the straight leg once again. Adjust the trousers. If you want to enhance the stretch, pull back on the toes a little bit. An alternative is you can get a long sock or a belt, hook it over and pull yourself down. Otherwise, just usual. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And once more to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and again to the other side. So this way, with the foot behind, hooked behind, or in the front. Leaning forwards. Shoulder to the top of top. From this angle, it's the top of the knee, but I suppose really it's underneath. So we're going over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the big event, the splits. So if you can, and only if you can, we're going to do some splitting. But of course there are some alternatives. So we'll start off light. You're kneeling down. Put your front leg straight, heel on the ground, toes pointing up, and your hands either side. If you're unable to do this part at the moment, then you can use a chair and maybe support yourself this way, or put your knee down and lean on the chair. And again, as if you've got something restricting you here, like there's a belt tied to the wall and it's pulling you that way, but your head is trying to go that way. So you have two directions. And of course, if you can do the full stretch, then do the full stretch. So you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then change sides. So we're kneeling down. Toes pointing up, hands down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again. Always do things twice. So if you have time, do them twice. In the class, normally there's not enough time. But one is to prepare the body. You're kind of telling your body what you want it to do. And the second time round is the body goes, oh, so I think I understand. I'm going to try it. I'll go for it. So you kind of need to prepare the body first. So the first one is to prepare, and the second one is really to stretch. And if you're able, you can fully down. If not, you can compromise, but not this way, but this way. So you kind of, if you're really not flexible just at the moment, you can go like this. You can go a bit further, until you feel that slight stretching plus a bit more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To enhance the stretch, the shoulder to the knee. Then we're going to go in the middle. So you can go this way, or this way, or this way, or as me after this way, and all the way down if you feel comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then to the other side again. Just the socks. The key here, common mistake, is to have the knee going outside, but you're not twisting the hip in the joint, you're stretching it open. So this is a common mistake. So your back knee must point downwards to the ground. If that means you have to come up here, you might think that's a lesser stretch, but actually it's a better stretch. So it's more beneficial to be higher but stretching correctly than it is to be lower but stretching badly. So we want this this idea of your knee on the ground, or the insole, the instep on the ground. And this is completely fine. If you're feeling a stretch, then it's right because you're stretching. So 1. If you want to enhance, you can pull. I'm not going to do that yet because it's too early for me. But you can pull and you can stretch your chin towards your toes. I personally don't like doing that too early on. I prefer doing that kind of stretch in the evening. So for now, just as light as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to the centre again. And always adjust and change. You want the body to be flexible, but not in specific lines. So often we just hold static postures. So it means you become very, very good at stretching in one way. But then as soon as that changes, we haven't trained that stretch, so it's not as effective. So even though your feet are kind of stuck, you want your body to lightly, your hips to slightly change and to move. So that inside the joint, you're just opening up. All the connections are being lightly stretched and adjusted. I like to do it through the shoulders. So if you move the shoulders, your hips move. So you can do this way. That way you can relax the hips to allow for a better stretch, a more effective stretch. I like to sometimes point the toes up because I feel it pulls this inside line here. You can help to press if it's viable for you. You can lean forwards. You can lie flat. You can put your hands under your head, have a little sob. And if you want to enhance slightly, keep the feet where they are and bring the body backwards slightly. Okay, and then sit down on the floor, shuffle the legs in. So your feet, your legs going up to the corners more or less, slight variations, okay? Just leaning forwards, this is to open up the back slightly. So forwards, feel that your back is pulling, your hips will start to open a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then one hand, I'm going to put my right hand to the left knee and then put the shoulder to the opposite knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other way, your hand to the opposite knee, put the shoulder down, you can support here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then going direct to your leg, so your body going in the direction of one leg, lean forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other side, so coming up first, shoulder to the knee, as best you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then to the centre, and we're just going to traverse from one leg to the other. So if you want to use the hands, you can. Going here, walking across. Keep the body low. Keep the body low. 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to the middle. And use your hands whenever you need to. So legs forwards. Give a little shake, up and down, like the paddles. Okay, so whichever leg you decide first, I'm going to put my left leg on top. Very lightly press down the knee. Lightly, lightly, lightly pulse. So again, you're just encouraging the hip inside the joint. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then lean the body forwards, but not really in this direction. But again, as if you've got something in the way here restricting you, and you're going to go over that something to go forwards. So it's not this way, it's this way. So as best you can, 1. And again, you can use a sock if you need. You can just hold the leg, you can rest here, you can do something, you can pull or grab, or as most people, to start off with is like this, is okay. But just going upwards first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if you're okay with that, you can try a little bit lower, try to get the shoulders down, but whilst the back is still going upwards and around. So you're being pulled up and then folding forwards. An additional stretch is get the toes back. So it just enhances the hamstring and the calf slightly. So just all little additional ways to stretch out. Then the other side. So my right leg is now on top. lightly pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Forwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An alternative, if you find it a bit too stressful this way, you can put one knee on top, rest the arms back like you're sat on the beach, and then just bring the leg up. And then here, it looks like going forwards, but actually you're lifting your head upwards and then forwards. So this is another way to stretch. It's just that you don't get the additional stretch here, but it's kind of a nice compromise. Bite your toenails if they're too long. And of course the same on the other leg. Okay, and then give a little shake. Then make a space of air inside your hands and the wrists very, very loose. And you're going to use that to pound the quads. We want the blood to be circulating freely. So although you've just done a nice little stretch, we want that stretch to be enhanced by getting the nutrients of the blood, getting oxygen all the way through. So we're just going to enhance that. All around the quads. And the saying is you're pushing air inside the joint. So it's like a little balloon and the air is being squeezed out into the leg. Then the shin. Not actually directly on the shin, but on the fleshy parts around. In particular, where you find the knee. If you were to surround the knee, put the knee in your palms, where your index finger is on the outside, it's a really nice point just to open up to stop any knee trouble, to abate any knee troubles. So this is a nice place to pound. You're not striking yourself, you're not punching yourself, you're pressing air inside. So it's like a balloon. So it's very squashy. You may feel as you strike this point lightly, it tingles all the way down. That's what I get. And this is good. This is the, I can't remember the point. I don't know, but it goes down to here anyway. Same the other leg. Loose wrists, not too hard. Loose wrists, keep the shoulders soft. Down to this point. Roll the knees, thighs. Okay. Wipe the carpet from your trousers. So just lightly side to side. And 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. Like in the mornings, stretch the shoulders up to open up here and rest. Just 3 times. And give a little shake. So opening up through the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hips, the knees, the ankles, the toes, the fingers. Okay, so roll. Reverse. Change. Reverse. Stretch out. Middle. Up. Twist. Change. And relax. Alright, give it a little shake. Get some water and have a little drink if you haven't got water, and go out to the kitchen, get one now, and I'll meet you back here in about 1 minute whilst I catch up on any messages. When you drink your water, not too fast. Just sip, sip, sip. Okay, you all had a drink? No? Alright, quickly then. I'll wait for you. Okay, good. So let's do a little bit more dynamic stretches, just to get the body moving, and then we can start on some of our forms and maybe even drills. So we want to get the body moving a bit more flexible and in motion. So if you have something to hold on to, you know, the hubby or the wife, or a tree or a wall or something, it's probably better, a wall. So you're just going to mildly, to begin with, mildly swing the leg up and down, so that your toes, on the way up, your toes pull back and then rest. Toes pull back and then rest. Your body stays more or less neutral, not really moving, not really doing anything like this, but just touch. Keep the body more or less straight and then swinging from the hip. So start flow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then if you can, a little bit higher. Again, don't strain yourself too much. A little bit, okay, but not too much. Just enough to enhance your flexibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're anything like me, the belly gets in the way slightly, so you kind of feel the rolls coming up a bit. Don't know why I said that, didn't need to know that bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you are in regular classes and you're already training, then of course head to toes if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, sideways, if you want to hold onto a chair or something, or on the wall. So just swinging your leg 2 ways. One is to have the toes pointing forwards. Start low and then gradually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit higher if you can. If not, then the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last one exactly the same, but this time as your foot's swinging up, the toes point upwards. If you can, aim for behind your shoulder. You won't reach there, but not in front of you this way, but more to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next to get the back and the legs slightly. Just be a little bit cautious of this one, but you're swinging behind yourself. So, hold on. I'll show you from here. So you just swing the leg up as best you can. So start off light. 1, 2. Go slightly across your body. So as your foot lifts, it's not really going only backwards, but going slightly across. So from here, not only this, but slightly this. Then later the head as well. So starting off, light first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then as best as you comfortably can. I'm not going to go too crazy, so just go as you feel appropriate. If you want to enhance the stretch, the foot, like I mentioned earlier, slightly across, the head looking slightly back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so little rotation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, give it a shake. For those of you that want to do a little bit of conditioning, press-ups, sit-ups, squats. I guess we could do those as well. No, press-ups, you know what to do. Sit-ups, you know what to do. I just quickly mention, just for those that don't do press-ups much. If you're starting out, knees on the ground, legs crossed, palms down, body straight. Just let your body go all the way down until your chin touches, and then press up again. When you press, don't use your shoulders. Be careful not to do this with your shoulders. This is not a press up, this is a pull back. But instead you want to press upwards. Martially, all your movements go forwards or pulling downwards. So you want to avoid separating the shoulder from your back. So all the movements which kind of have this kind of action, you want the shoulder to be in the body. So when you do your press-ups, if you're doing this, you're training it to be outside of the body. So there's a certain way. So the shoulders stay in. And the elbows, try not to go outwards. So your hands are more or less underneath your shoulders. And the elbows, rather than this, keep the elbows inside, the shoulders inside, and press. If you're okay with that, then do the same thing, but of course on your balls of your feet. Keep the body straight, coming down, coming up, down, up, but not. If you have a look, the elbows, so it's not this. It's okay, but it's the wrong direction. So normally this way, you can use it for hooking and things, but it's already incredibly strong that way. But it will be the other way, it will be a pulling action. So be a little bit careful. So your elbows. And the second thing I see a lot in the classes is one shoulder tends to protrude. Be careful not to do this. So you're not favouring one side, you're trying to keep everything even. For those doing the Wing Chun, of course you have this rolling action. So it's rolling, rolling. So from here, elbows tucked in, fists down, roll forwards, coming upwards, back, elbows down. So for the Wing Chun guys, if you want to work on the outside for your grabbing and ripping exercises, and when you start on your palms, if you want to do extra, you can go on the knuckles. And if you want to exercise the outside of the shoulder, the hands wider apart, and in that case your elbows will be going out because your hands are further. So you see the shoulder width, shoulder width. So here. Keep the shoulders even, not favouring one side or the other side, but just keep the body even, drop down and up. For the plank, the same thing. So you're just resting here. Try not to collapse the shoulder, but just resting. Sit-ups, crunches, I think everyone knows how to do those. Yeah, I think so. And squats, so normally do 1 minute or 2 minutes. Feet shoulder width distance slightly over. Hands in the front. And you're just squatting down, touching your toes, fingers to the toes, elbows to the knees, and then up again. Squat, touch. And the idea is to get the body nice and low, get the legs nice and strong. It's a little bit of conditioning. And a key feature is that your knees you have to be careful not to collapse in. So not like this, and not your back. So your body stays more or less straight, not upright but straight, and then inclined but still straight. So it's not this action, but here. And again, just a minute or two of that. All right, so let's wipe our faces, and let's go through then. I had a request for some Wing Chun, so let's do a little bit of that. For those that haven't done any Kung Fu before, this is a nice system that's not too strenuous on the body in the usual way. Movement's quite small, quite compact. It's very closed-in system, but very, very good for close range. So we're going to do the first Wing Chun form called Siu Lim Tao, which means little idea. And again, one difficulty might be if the camera has switched my left and right with your left and right. But anyway, I'll try and talk you through it. Really, it doesn't matter too much because it's a method of learning rather than worshipping the sequence. The form actually gives you ideas on application. So it's not really to get the form right, it's to get your technique right by practicing the form. Okay, so first with your feet together, your crown lifting up, your shoulders resting. So the first movement, the arms billow out slightly and then cross in front of you. The left hand is furthest away from you. Then you're going to take that same left hand and roll it inside this space. So the elbows lift slightly and then drop slightly until you're making a cross in front of the body, and where your wrists intersect is right in the centre of your chest. Then grab, and the elbows drop downwards, the shoulders fall into the body and pull back. So nice and simple. Let's do that again. So it's billow out slightly, left hand furthest away from you, 1, left hand inside, 2, close the hands and draw by hanging the elbows, 3. So again, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. If you're new to it, just have a go. 1, 2, 3. If you already have some experience, then a small point is that your arms will not touch each other. Your wrists won't make contact, your forearms don't touch. So although you're close, there's actually a small gap running in between. And then as you're rolling, keep that small gap consistent, so at no point do you ever contact your own body. Grab and pull. So commonly, people touch, keep it in contact, and then pull. In Wing Chun they say this is trapping yourself. So you don't want to learn to trap your own body, you prefer to trap the other person's body. So it's 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Left hand furthest away from you. 4, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3. 6, 2, 3. 7, 2, 3. 8, 2, 3. 9, 2, 3. Don't know why I said 9, should have been 8. So let's go on to the next part. Quite simple. So we've got onto here. Another 3 actions. First, sit down. 1. Then your toes open out. 2. Then your heels open out. 3. So again, pull the trousers up. So you got to here. Sit down. 1. Open the toes. 2. Open heels. 3. So this is where if you're wearing socks, it's going to ruin them. They're going to be twisting around in your feet. Some of you know exactly what I mean. So after this position, 3 leg movements. Sit down, and it literally is sit down, not back and not forwards. So straight down, 1. Open the toes without moving the body. So your body stays aligned. Open the toes, open the heels. So I'm going to take these off. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Simple enough, I think. Quite straightforward. 1, 2, 3. Just remembering, keep the crown, keep the head, no leaning, no twisting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's add the two things together. Left hand over, 1, 2, 3. Just the legs, 1, 2, 3. When you finish, this stance, Yiji Kinyama, is like a triangle, so your toes are pointing in. Your knees follow your toes, so your knees seem to be pointing in as well, but actually they're just following where your toes go. So because your toes are in, your knees are going in, it seems. But in reality, they're straight with your toes. On the end, your tail descends underneath the body and towards the front of your feet. So your hips go this way. As if someone's punched you in the stomach or tried to strike you, or you're catching a rugby ball or something like that. This part in, this part under, this part slightly rounding forwards to get this roundness through your back. A bit more advanced, the small finger is going to lift and the thumb is going to drop, and keep a small space between your body and your fists. So let's just do that maybe 4 or 5 times. So left hand furthest away, 1, 2, 3, drop down, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and set the stance. Strong, 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 strong. Twist if you can. The Kung Fu hand is with your fingers together, stretching out, and your thumb slightly tucked inside. So as if they're all straight and just bend at the knuckle. Strangely, it kind of creates this link to the tendon of the index finger, which tends to come in, so you're just stretching them out. 3 main hand postures. The palm, jang, so this way, curling the fingers and grabbing the tops of the 2 fingers here with your thumb. This is the fist, tray, and the beak, goal. So you have palm, fist, and beak. Okay. So 1, just slowly, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next we're going to do something similar to the first movement, but this time your left hand will be highest, uppermost. So once you're in this position here, 1, left hand on top, right hand underneath, and then the fingers pull directly down, 2. So again, 1, the back, round, 2, twist, and extend at the same time. Then similar to before, 1, 2, 3. So again, from what we've done already, left hand over, uppermost, strike down, and let the shoulders slightly forwards, tail underneath, roll, left hand inside, and wiggling the fingers to show which hand to focus on, grab, no contact, and pull. So again, 1, 2, 1, 2, this is actually one movement. So here and here is 1, roll, 2, grab and pull, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're kind of using your back as a springboard to expel the arms in some way. So you're kind of like a trampoline, it's being propelled from your back. Common idea or common misconception, as far as I understand anyway. I'm not an absolute expert or anything, but as far as I understand, you see many people doing this with just the arms, because it appears to be just the arms. But really the arm in Chinese means all the connections into the middle of the spine. So rather than things like this, just from here, try to use the back a little bit. So this power is from the springboard of your spine, of your back, let's say. So piecing it all together. So just to recap, your left hand will be furthest away from you when you start. Then open the stance. Your left hand is then closest to you when you finish. So it's 1, 2, 3. Sit down. 1, 2, 3. Set the stance. 1. You can go slow. Relax first. 2, 3. So 3 lots of 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the first part of the Sulim Tao, the little idea of the Wing Chun system. Many of you have seen the film Ip Man, 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 as well now. So this film tells you a little bit about, a bit Hollywoodized I think, but tells you a little bit about Ip Man and how Wing Chun was created, not created, but evolved into what we see more or less today. Just a quick point, when you're making your hand techniques, there's a nice saying in the Wing Chun system that circle and straight combine. So you're always looking to make this kind of spiralling action. So one of the directions may be a straight line, but there's always a turn to it as well. But for the welfare of your articulations, be a little bit careful because often we think of power as being the stoppingness. Is that what stoppingness? Yeah. Sometimes we think of this this jolting at the end as being power. It's not really a good indication of power, and in fact it can damage the joints. And although many systems will teach you to do that deliberately, I would suggest that we don't overextend the joints at any stage. So although sometimes it may appear like I've locked, but actually you can see there's quite a lot of room there, a lot of give. So I'm not going to do it wrong, but I'll do it wrong slowly. It's not this, not locking the joints. Instead, use your back as the spring. And you can see I'm not locking here, not locking here, and I'm not locking here. Above everything else, as let's call it a martial code, above everything else, you must be healthy. If you're not healthy, how can you defend? If you're into that kind of stuff, originally it was for defense. Nowadays, it's a bit more for health and a bit more of mental conditioning, or to open up the mind a little bit, to discover how your body can work in different ways, and the interaction of you versus someone else, some kind of a force, or an attack, or a stress in some way. But nowadays, the person that you're really battling against is yourself, your own ideas that have restricted us throughout life. So we really don't need to add more stresses to the body. We can work hard, brilliant. We can do a lot, fantastic. But to injure your own joints for the sake of working hard is not the cleverest thing to do. So what are we really looking to achieve? Well, we're trying to get some nice strong techniques. We'll get these movements all together eventually. But we must be safe and healthy whilst doing so. And in my book, that is the highest priority, is your own health. So keep that in mind. So you're never really locking a joint, it just looks like it. I guarantee that if you're new to it, you're just going to lock them anyway because it feels good at first. Wait till tomorrow, then you'll realise it's probably not the best thing. So the idea is that you never really lock yourself, but you can stop. Yes. In Chinese, they literally call it stop. So it's to stop your movement, not to jar the arm and then to bring it back. Later, there's other methods and other layers, but for now, that's it. Okay, let's have a very short break. I'm going to put some shoes on because we can go through some of our kicking. Again, very basic today, just the basic kicks. But in here, I think I'm going to be slipping all over the place. I might even roll the carpet up. So if you want to have another quick sip of water, a few sips of water, maybe a bit of whiskey, gin and tonic or something, and then we'll come back and do some leg work, a little bit of kicking, maybe some punching, and then later on we can go through some of our continuous fist form, which is really, really nice, short, simple form. So if you want to have a short break, have one now. Traditional, very traditional martial arts training. Sweep the floor. Hope you enjoyed that. I didn't. Okay, so how are we doing? I see that the two Barrys are watching, Barry McGinley, Barry Phelan. Good to see you guys here. I'm really sorry for my performance. Haven't trained in Kung Fu for a long time, but let's just do it anyway. So let's go through some of our kicks. And again, for those that are new or relatively new, very important not to push yourself. So we're going to start off very light. I'll break down I'll break it into several pieces, nice and easy. So first, in your stance. So there are many ways of having a guard. I like this rounded back, compressing the front slightly. One hand just over your opponent's if there's someone in front of you, in front of their shoulder, so you can see their body. The other one back here to protect the side and ready to throw a strike. So we're just going to do nice and light, really straightforward. Just lifting the knee, extending your foot out as if you're hip support, as if you're kicking with the ball of your foot, So not with the toes, although some systems do have that. So from here, we're just going to lift the knee, kick out with the ball of the foot, retract the knee, and then come back. So turn the body, let your foot turn slightly, lift the knee, kick forwards, come back, and then back. So lift, kick, retract, and back. Some of you kick the level you feel comfortable. So if you are straining to get to here, kick to here. The goal is there's no one in front of you, you're not actually kicking anyone yet, you're just training the body, telling it what you want it to do. So at first, just nice and light. Lift, kick to whatever height you feel comfortable. Some of you can kick up there, do that if you can. So lift, extend, back and down. Lift, extend, back and down. So nice and slow, 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, change legs. So kicking the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, kick whatever height. 5. So here is okay. 6. Here is okay. Hip high. 7. Head high. 8. Okay, so the second kick is the side kick, sometimes called thrust kick. So, difficult to show. So the first thing is you're in your guard. So your foot's going to turn as your body turns. Chamber the knee from the front here. So going slightly across your body. And then we're going to extend, I'll just do it low to begin with. You're going to extend your heel out. And you're opening up the line from your shoulder all the way through your back, all the way through to your heel. So it's not an extension of the leg, it's an extension of the body from your shoulder all the way through. As you do that, you'll feel that your supporting leg pivots, and that's exactly right. So you don't want to twist your supporting knee or your hip, but you want all that power to go from the ground, through your body, out into the leg. So from here, chamber your knee, turning the front foot, chamber the knee, kick out with your whole body, stretching. The height's not important, but get the back to be stretched. Chamber again, and then come back. So it's lift, pivot, chamber, out, retract, and then back. So lift, out, retract, and then back. Be careful not to drop the leg down after the kick, not to just pull, because then you're fully committed to one direction. So the idea is to be prepared for anything, so you can pull back, ready to do another kick or something else. So from here, chamber, extend, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pull back, and then back again. So this is side kick, side kick. I'm going to assume that most of you know how to do a side kick. My side kick and your side kick, they might be different. Whatever system you're doing, of course, go to what you know. If you want to try it this way, then do that way. But of course, there are many, many different ways of kicking, and this is just my preferred way. From the front angle, looks like this. So you can see my centre line here, my imaginary centre line. The knee goes across. Then three joints, 1, 2, 3, and through the other leg, all align. So you're going out, back, and then in. Common mistake, this, and the body going too far back, this. So you have to be a little bit careful of your knees. So again, from the front view, so traversing that centre line. As you kick, everything more or less straight. So be careful, not this way, and not to strain your hip. On the end, after aligning everything, draw the knee back, and then you can either come back, or if you do want to step forward, if you have space, retract the knee, and then down again. So let's have a go. For beginners, if you're quite new to it, we can do it from a standing position. So you can just go from here, just have the guard up, round through the back, just lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. For those used to the kicks, you can do the whole thing. So from here, lift, extend, retract, come back, lift, extend, retract, and come back. So up to you. For those that are new, I'm going to do your way, just to show you. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, and 4. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4, and 8. 2, 3, and 4. If you want to have a go the whole thing, let's go through that. So important chamber, release like a spring, pull back, and then land. So 1, and then come back or forwards if you need. 2, 3, 4, kicking with the heel, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Rest and breathe. Let's then go through the third kick, which is the turning kick, or sometimes called roundhouse kick. So it's kind of going around. So I'll show you from the front. First, pivot your foot slightly as you need. Always adjust your foot as you need to. So it's adjust, lift. From here we're going to pivot the hips to the side. So you were facing more or less forwards. And then we're going to turn and snatch the hips, which were going this way and then this way. So you're going forwards and then twist. As you do so, as you do the twist, your knee is going to be whipped around as if there's someone there, and you're going to kick more or less to the side of the face. So starting off forwards, turn your front foot a little bit. 1. Turn the hips. 2. Retract and come back. And again, many different ways. One way is to lift the knee all the way around and then come around and then kick. Sometimes people diagonal and then pivot. I like forwards to give the impression that something's coming forwards and then change to the side. Some people haul, yeah, like a really big thing. Some people kicking with the ball of the foot. I don't know if you can see. Kicking here. I like the instep slightly. There's a lot of controversy with that because people say, well, the bones on the front of the foot are quite delicate, quite light, but actually they're not too bad. And when you kick, turn and kick, the goal is not to take the head off. For me anyway. If you condition your body, okay, no problem. You can kick something solid with something that's not so solid. But I think just the ear, just to compress the brain slightly, just to capture the orientation a little bit, to shock the system. So for me, turning kick is not to take the head off. It's just to bounce the brain slightly. And it actually doesn't take much if you just don't do it. But if you just lightly tap your head or just bang your head on the wall just lightly, it actually has quite an effect. So it doesn't have to be this massive shock, massive trauma. So for me, a turning kick is similar to a back fist, just touch and that's it, rather than a full-blown, knockout strike. So when you're kicking, just lift, pivot, and then you're not trying to be powerful. You're whipping the leg out. So lift, whip the leg, and then come back. So it's kind of a shocking action for me anyway. For you, if you're training other things, of course, do it as you do it, and just follow along to the count instead. So the technique: forwards, pivot, kick, and back. Forwards, pivot, release the foot, and back. So lift, pivot, kick, and back. Lift, kick, and back. Lift, kick, and back. So let's do that 8 times. I'm going to face towards you, but of course you can face. Not sure what I was going to say there. So lift, pivot your support leg, most important thing. Switch the hips, and then back. 2. For newer people, 3, 4, 5, turn that foot, 6, 7, 8, the other leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, next one, nice and simple. We're not going to go into detail on this one because I still have some things to work on. Inside kick or crescent kick. Just swing the leg, tap the sole of your foot or the ball of the foot to your hand. So like you're going to clap your own hand. So your lead hand, the hand that's furthest away from you, out, and then swing the leg around, hit, and then come back. As simple as that. The only feature I would say is don't go too crazy, just go nice and light to begin with. So I'm going to put my back to you this time. So inside kick, so inside, tap, and then come back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change stance. Same thing, kicking with the other leg, the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just give myself earache. When you kick your foot, don't clap too loud. It stuns your ear. Okay, so the last one, axe kick. Axe kick is the opposite almost of the inside kick. So instead of going this way, you're going to go the other way. Go across the body first. So turn the toes to give yourself the direction. Go across, up, and down, and back. So turn, up, down, and back. So you're lifting up, trying to get your thighs close to the chest as possible, if you already know how to do this kick. If you don't, definitely don't do that. Because when you try to get the knee up high, your foot is often scooped out from underneath you and you'll fall back and hit the ground. Really horrible, horrible things happen. Done it to myself so many times. I think I've learned by now, but no, not really. And the worst thing is if you do slip and you fall, you tend to fall on the elbow or the hand. That's going to put you up for a long time. So, the axe kick, whatever way you do, try to keep your body forwards and there's no leaning back. So this doesn't happen. If it were to happen, your foot can easily slide from under, but strangely your body's going to go that way whilst your leg goes that way. So you're kind of folding yourself. So I'm not going to do it wrong fully, but try not to lean back here, which is hard on the body anyway, but if you fall, it's kind of game over. Instead, the body goes forwards. So your body stays upright or even a bit forwards. So if you watch from the side, watch the torso. So stay up. Or if you step forward, same. Go forwards, same. Go forwards. But not to lean back. The height is not important. You can smash someone's knee from there. You can smash the thigh from there. You can hit all sorts of things. You can just smash the foot. You can just take the attention whilst you're going to do something else. So for now, if you're new, just relatively low, just swing the leg a little bit, which is why we did all these stretches before. So, axe kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's it for the kicks for now. Later, of course, we'll do some more kicks, and I won't talk quite so much, and then we can just get on with it. Otherwise, get yourself a little sip of water, if you have one. Then we're going to practice on our continuous form, Lianhuanquan, Shaolin form. So have a drink first. Okay, everyone back? Yeah, you put the sword down. Come on, we're doing something else. Yeah, okay, come on. Okay, good. So let's go through our continuous fist form, Lianhuanquan, Lianhuanquan. And it's a Shaolin form. It's very short. If you do it full speed, it lasts, I think, 11 seconds. If you do slow, of course, it takes a bit longer. And the slowest parts are the beginning, just the salute. And the rest is hell for leather, go as fast as you can. But for learning, we're going to do just a few movements. So follow me. Lianhuanquan. 1, 2, push up and lift your left knee and look up. 3, into your shoulder, step and push. You remember the stepping we did earlier, stretching we did earlier, all of this? Yeah, so that's what this was for, so that you can get nice and flexible here. If you're not so flexible just yet, do not push yourself. I can't stress that enough. Do not push yourself. So instead you can stand, and that's okay. But if you feel this very easy, 1 inch more. 1 inch more. So go a little bit more. So again, 1, step and lift, step to your left. 2, lift the knee, hand and head. 3, palm facing up. Either high to press, or mid to press, or low to press. So again, 1, slowly, sorry, 1, 2, 3, shoulder, press. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just so that you're not stuck there for the next week. Normally I do 3 movements at a time, but I'm just going to add on 1 more movement, which is gongbu tray, which is bow stance and punch. So just add on 1 more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, lift the body, weight to the front leg, turn front toes, bow stance, and punch. So from here, bend the knee, straighten the knee, the fist pulls and punching out. The direction is directly in front of you, so be careful not to go out, but imagine your own reflection and you're punching directly to your sternum or to the throat. So from here, bring the weight forwards, punch. So 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 2, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Be careful. In this form, very strange way of punching. Punch with the last 3 knuckles this way. Very, very odd. So the 3 knuckles align with your forearm. Most systems have the first 2 knuckles. This one is the last 3. So let's just do that twice more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of our session. Let's just do a little cool down exercise first. Similar to the beginning, so just rolling the shoulders. If you've collapsed in a big heap on the floor, which is what I feel like right now, as you're on the floor, just roll the shoulders from there. So rolling forwards, rolling backwards, and as if you're lightly opening doors. And one up, one down. A bit like an 80s disco dance. Sides. Hips. Remember to reach each corner. Another 80s disco dance. And back the other way. Just be careful if you're lightheaded or anything, don't go too low, but just nice and gently stretch up, down. Give a little wiggle. If you're bigger, give a big wiggle. Soften the knees to come up. Okay. So 3 breaths, feet apart, breathing in. Rest, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our session today. It's been 2 hours, it feels like it was half an hour, but for those who went slowly and followed the precautions, fantastic, well done. For those that overexerted yourself against my tuition, I hope you're really in pain tomorrow to teach you a lesson. But otherwise, stay fit, be strong, even in your own house, you can do many things. Just look after yourselves during this strange period with the coronavirus, and best of luck to everyone. Keep training, keep focused, and as best you can, enjoy it. So thank you very much, and well done. So let's salute out, right hand closed, left hand open. And thank you very much. Well done, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Hello, yeah. 999, yeah. Ambulance, please. Yeah, there's this really silly guy, done some kung fu. He hasn't practiced for a while, yeah. He's in pain. Yeah, come get him as fast as you can. Thank you.